Hi, welcome to One Acadiana's Candidate Conversation Series. I'm Keely McGivney, and this is Andre Bro here on the team at One Acadiana. We're bringing you this series so you can get to know folks who are running to represent you for office across Lafayette Parish.
And for this conversation, we're joined by Jeremy Monts, candidate for Lafayette Parish Council District 3. Jeremy, thank you for joining us.
No,
And
of course, it's a pleasure to be here.
we'll start by let's get to know you a little bit better. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in the community.
Yeah, so my wife is originally from Lake Charles, and her family has lived in this area for a long time. And we moved down here in 2012 to be closer to her family. And so when I moved down here originally, I worked with a company called Price and Roy, a local law firm. And then I worked with Superior Energy, and now I'm working with Metal Shark Boats. So, I've been here since 2012. I really consider this my home now. And that's, one of the reasons that I've started to get involved.
Well, great, and it's good to know more, and it's a great transition as well for, you said you wanted to get involved. What inspired you to run for parish council? Why parish council?
Well, so over COVID, I got my master's degree. And as part of that, there was a lot of like civic stuff discussed, just how people influence their communities. And when I noticed that Josh was running for state rep, Josh Carlson, the current District 3 parish council, I was like, it is a perfect segue for me to fall into kind of, I'm not running against an incumbent. It'll be an open field of people who are all looking to do something. And so just seeing that opportunity is what made me go, well, now's the time.
And as you're considering that opportunity and potentially being elected to the parish council, if you are elected, what are some of the priorities you would want to focus on? And we'll start with near-term priorities.
There are several things that I find very important. We have had a lot of drainage issues. I know that's been a big kind of city government thing that everybody's been pushing, but we have some huge drainage projects that have just stalled or have not been completed or in kind of limbo. And one of the things that I would like to do near term is really figure out what's going on with that and push those through. There's a lot of communities that we have been, as much as this heat wave that we have suffered through here recently has been kind of a bad thing, it's also been kind of a good thing, as we haven't had any kind of potential water incidents. And having that kind of get completed and get us prepared for where we need to be is a pretty important step, I think.
Well, great. And continuing in this line, as you look to the future, are there long-term challenges you feel the parish council needs to stay focused on addressing?
One of the big things, and this is another thing that really stirred my desire to run for this position or to get involved in this arena, not necessarily this position, but I recently was informed that the population of Lafayette between the years of 2020 and 2022 rose by 0.06%. The population of the state of Louisiana dropped by 1.4%. And I really think it's kind of a travesty that we're losing people to such a vibrant community. And even though Lafayette is growing, the parish is growing and staying strong. I really want to continue that push. So for me, I'm a huge proponent of economic development, bringing in these companies that are giving people opportunities that they normally would have to leave the state for, and keeping those individuals, those residents here is a big thing for me long term, because I think it's just going to make the community better.
Well, let's continue with that theme. Let's say you're talking to somebody from outside of the area that might be interested in moving here. What would you tell them about public education in Lafayette Parish?
Lafayette Parish has probably one of the strongest public educations in the entire state. My son was a public school student the entirety of his kind of graduation up to graduation this coming year. And he also was a beneficiary of one of the schools of choice. So not only do we have an amazing, just open public education system, we have these specialized schools that help people get into kind of It's a weird term. They help them progress upon the career path or the path that they want to take. You know, our medical school, our technology school. He's in the early college academy. All of these things build on top of a great local education system.
And beyond education, what would you tell them about life in Lafayette Parish overall?
Since I've moved to Lafayette Parish, I've gained about 25 pounds, and that is a great representation of the food and culture. There's never been a person that I've met that hasn't been like, hey, let's get a drink or let's go get something to eat. The people are friendly, the culture is amazing, and you know, you can't find better food anywhere. So, you know, we have everything that anybody would want from a cultural standpoint. And then what a lot of people don't know and don't understand is the technology companies that have come into Lafayette over the last 10 years are doing amazing things. We have some of the biggest increases in technology investment here with Light and you guys and all the people that are involved in making sure that Lafayette, as oil does what it does, find stable and high quality jobs in the area. So, you know, between the culture and the fact that, you know, there are huge amounts of amazing tech jobs, I think don't worry about Austin. Here's where you need to be.
Well, I think that was a great sales pitch for the parish. Now sell yourself to the voters of District 3. Why should they vote for Jeremy Monts for parish council?
You know, one of the things that I think that I offer is I am an IT guy. And in what I do for Metal Shark Boats is I make sure that that company can do everything that they need to do on a daily basis. They can get their email, they can do their computer work, their technology is there, they understand, I manage that budget, I do everything that's required. And I think I can carry that skill set into this public service role because my job, the core of what I am, is someone that's there to provide solutions. I'm not there to ask questions or to kind of diddle around. You know, my job is to come in and say, look, this is the technology we need. This is the solution we need. This is how much it's going to cost. This is when we're going to get it, and this is why. And I think that is a very transferable skill set.
Well, great. And thank you, Jeremy. We appreciate the time spent with us today to help the community get to know you. And on that note, our last question is always, how can voters further engage with you? How can they get more information on Jeremy?
So I'm in the process of getting a webpage up, but right now, if you just go into Facebook and you search Vote Monts, you will find my Facebook page, which is 100% me. I don't have a big group of people helping me. So if you do that, you contact that page, you're going to contact me. And my cell phone number is on the information. It's 337-552-3473. I attempt to answer every call I get. I get a bunch of sales calls, so you might get a voicemail, but I will return that call. So I am available at that cell number directly anytime.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again, everyone. That was Jeremy Monts. He's a candidate for Lafayette Parish Council District 3. Jeremy, we really appreciate your time with us today and good luck in October.